Okay, so welcome back to the channel. Setson here. Today I want to talk about decorators in Python. But before I get into decorators, I need to talk about the concept of first class objects in Python specifically, because that's what we are talking about. So a first class object, this word first class, comes from the societal first class citizen, so we can equate it to first class citizen. First class citizens are citizens with no limitations. They can do almost whatever they want. So that same concept applies in programming. We have what we call first class objects. In Python, these first class objects include strings, your numbers, your dictionaries, your lists, etc. Almost everything in Python is a first class object, including the topic for today, functions. What are the properties of these first class objects? I want to specifically talk about functions. Their properties include they can be assigned to variables. Number two, they can be returned in a function. Just like we can return any data, we can return numbers, we can return strings, etc. They can also be passed to a function as an argument, just like we pass strings or numbers or variables. They can also be created or destroyed dynamically, and they can also be kept in a collection. We can pass them to a dictionary or a list. And so this means that functions are treated as first class objects in Python. What this means is they have no restrictions. The implications of this, we can leverage on the properties of these functions of being first class to create what we call Python decorators. So what is a decorator actually? A decorator is a function that extends the functionality of another function without modifying the original function. I mean, sometimes you don't want to change a given function, but you just want to extend its functionality. And so you can leverage on functions being first-class objects by creating a decorator. Right, so let's try and put this in context here. So here, first up, I'm going to define a function called hello. This function is going to just print a message, say hello someone, Setson for instance, that's my name. So if I am to call this function for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to use these simple examples, but you can use these decorators in a more decorated way. So right here I'm going to call hello, which is our function that we created. If I save and run, you can see down here, this function says hello Setson. However, let's say we want to extend the functionality of this function, but we don't want to change this original function. We can use decorators by leveraging on the properties of a function being a first class object. We're going to define a decorator, which I'm going to call my decorator up here. Since functions can be defined and you can pass in a function as an argument, so I'm going to pass in a function as an argument, and we're just going to call it func. And then we're going to define another function, because we said functions, they have no limitations, right? We can nest functions inside functions. That's another property that we are leveraging. So we're going to call this a wrapper. And so this wrapper is the one that is going to modify this original function. So to modify this, we can print my name is Setson. Then I can call the function. Now we're going to call this function here inside here by using this argument that we passed here. So we can call this in here, and then we can then print something else here. We can say nice meeting you right here. So we are trying to modify our function, our original function. And then the third property that we're going to leverage of functions being first class object is the whole idea that we can return a function. So we're going to return our wrapper here. So how then do we come down here to decorate this function using this decorator here? It's easy in Python. We use the @ symbol the @ symbol. This is special in Python. It's a special symbol in Python. It's used specifically for decorators. And so you can say @ and then the name of the decorator. So my underscore decorator right here on top of the function that you're defining. If I save and run, I want you to see what has happened here. You can see now this added functionality is now appearing on this function. This is the one that we are calling right here, right? And so it's saying, my name is Sedson. Hello, Sedson. Nice meeting you. We have added functionality to this original function without changing it. That is the concept of decorators. What is happening exactly under the hood? Of course, this is what is happening here. It's saying hello. This is a variable, and now we can assign a function. It's assigning my decorator, and then passing in hello into this my decorator like this. We are calling this function and passing another function and then assigning it to a variable. So if I am to remove this thing, let me comment this thing out. If I am to save Control S, Control B, the same thing will happen, but we simplify it by just using @ then the name of the function instead of writing it in this line like this. So we can then remove this, and if I save and run again, you can see nothing has changed. However, if you remove the @ since I said @ is a special symbol, if you save and run, it's not going to perform the same. So you need that @ symbol for it to work. Save and run, you can see here. Let's say you want to pass an argument into this original function. You want to make this dynamic, because right now it's just saying hello Sedson. Maybe you want to say hello to somebody else. You can make it dynamic, maybe by passing in a name here and then calling that name in here. I'm going to use an F string and then removing this name right here. You can put those curly brackets right here, and we can pass in the name inside here. So this becomes dynamic. It's a variable. And so it's going to say hello, whatever name we're going to pass. How do you then pass this argument in here? You can pass it into the wrapper function. Call it whatever you want. You can call it first name or whatever. And then inside this function, now we can say first name. And so now if I am to code this now, I have to pass in a name. So Sedson, for instance. If I save and run, you can see nothing has changed down here. It's still saying Sedson. But the beauty about this is now it's dynamic. Now we can call it with some other name. For instance, Paul. Save and run. You can see here it says hello Paul. Nice meeting you. Of course, here we are saying my name is Sedson. Though we need to change this part. We can change this part by putting an F string again and then passing in first name here. First name, and if I save and run, you can see now it's saying my name is Sedson. Hello Sedson, nice meeting you. My name is Paul. Hello Paul, nice meeting you. And so basically this is how you create decorators in Python. Decorators are functions that add functionality to other functions, and if you want to use it, you have to use this @ symbol and then the name of the decorator on top of the function that you're defining, and then that's it. You're good to go. I hope this helps. Yeah, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, remember to do so. I hope to see you in our next tutorial. For now, I'm out. Bye bye.